In this video, we're going to look at promoting a Pwnagotchi to a Cyberviking. It's very much as easy as swapping out the SD card. There are other Bjorn Cyberviking tutorials out there. Mine is better. We'll see why in a moment. We'll also look at the custom case I created for it with the help of this video's sponsor, PCBWay. This Viking vulnerability scanner can either be a powerful auditing ally or a malicious marauding menace that invades, raids, and conquers your network. The Bjorn Cyberviking, created by Infinition,
is a powerful network scanning and offensive security tool for the Raspberry Pi with a 2.13-inch e-ink display. Bjorn can perform brute force attacks, file stealing, host zombification, and supports custom attack scripts.
In the case of the Bjorn Cyberviking, I wanted the aesthetics to reflect the Viking theme and envisioned the device to be a sort of cyber amulet, analog, or technological talisman. So the RFP I wrote myself had the following bullet points: Viking themed, be a portable technological talisman, folk art aesthetic. I tried to amass reference material, but it was very difficult to find authentic images. Most of the search results were of modern reimaginings. This project was further complicated by the fact that it was going to be difficult to create a realistic representation of something that is itself abstract. Something like the Augsburg animal head post owes its name to the fact that we don't really know what animal, specifically, it is supposed to be. The trick then was to make something that was a good representation of folk art that was itself a bad representation of an animal and not, despite the implications of our hypothetical syllogism, merely a bad representation of an animal. I settled on a boar's head because I figured that while still leaning into the folk art aspect, the bristles and tusks would help make it recognizable. Also, the tusks could be made to be utilitarian, a place to attach the faux carabiner seen here. Unlike the previous cases, which only required basic box modeling skills, this required digital sculpting. Being a game designer, I chose to sculpt it in ZBrush. I sculpted for many days and it turned out good and the results made me happy. The problem now was that the detail was too fine for my 3D printer to capture. Luckily, around this time, PCBWay reached out to me about sponsoring a video. Speaking of PCBWay, PCBWay is a custom fabrication site offering PCB creation, CNC machining, 3D printing, injection molding, and full product assembly. I use them when I need highly detailed resin prints, and I'm very happy with their work and their sponsorship. By the way, as a speaker at the event, I did a live Bjorn Cyberviking build at B-Sides Buffalo 2025, which will feature in an upcoming video. I saw that other speakers had their kits made at PCBWay too, which is good testimony. Thank you to PCBWay for taking a chance on a smaller channel like Cyberspaceman Mike. In addition to the sponsorship, they gifted me a Pi 5 that I wound up using in my 3D printed countercade video. Please check out the most difficult build of my making career. And on top of all that, they printed the BCV Boar's Head case for me. If you want to get the case, the files are available on cyberspacemanmike.com/shop for free for a limited time using coupon PCBWay100. Let's take a look at the hardware we'll be putting into the case.
You will need a Pi 0, 1, or 2. Headers if you bought headerless. A 2.13 WaveShare e-ink display. A Pi Sugar S portable 1200 mAh UPS lithium battery. A 16GB micro SD card.
If all this looks familiar, it's because it's the exact same hardware as a Pwnagotchi. All you have to do to convert a Pwnagotchi to a Bjorn Cyberviking is swap out the Pwnagotchi microSD with a microSD card that has a Cyberviking image on it, and you can swap it back at any time. Refer to my Pwnagotchi tutorial part 1 video for hardware assembly. Now, let's image the MSD card with a Bjorn Cyberviking.
The software you'll need: Raspberry Pi Imager, 2024-10-22 Raspios-Bookworm, 64-bit for Pi 02 or 32-bit for Pi 01, PuTTY, 7-zip.
First, we'll plug the micro SD card into the computer. Although Raspberry Pi Imager can now flash .xz images directly, extracting the image file first is more compatible with advanced custom setups and helps validate the file. Right-click on the Raspios Bookworm file. Hover over 7-zip. Click Extract to the file name plus \. Once extracted, you'll have a Raspios bookworm.image file. Open Raspberry Pi Imager. Under the Raspberry Pi device drop-down, click on your corresponding device Pi 0 or Pi 02. Click Choose OS. Scroll down and select Use Custom. In the file browser, navigate to and select the extracted image file. Click Open. Click Choose Storage. Select your micro SD card from the list. An OS customization window should pop up. Under the General tab, you'll see Set Hostname. This will be the device's name that we'll be using instead of an IP to SSH in. We'll name it Cyberviking. Set username and password. I'll be using Pi and Raspberry to simplify the demo. However, I'll be sure to change my username and password to hard-to-guess credentials after the demo is done. Configure wireless LAN. Use the SSID and password of your Wi-Fi network. Set locale settings accordingly. Under the Services tab, ensure that Enable SSH is checked. Enable Use Password Authentication. Click Save when done. Click Write. Confirm the warning that all data will be erased from the MSD card. Once flashing is complete and verified, the Raspberry Pi imager will show Write Successful. Click Continue. Eject the microSD card via the system tray. Insert the card into your Raspberry Pi. Power it on. Now we're going to open PuTTY and connect via MDNS. Launch PuTTY. In the hostname or IP address field, enter your previously established custom username at your previously established custom hostname. In this case, pi@cyberviking. Set port to 22, which is of course the default for SSH. Ensure connection type is set to SSH. Save your settings for future use. Click Open. If this is your first time connecting, PuTTY will prompt with a security alert about the server's key. Click Yes. Then log in as your previously established custom username and your previously established custom password, which in our case are Pi and Raspberry. Enter the password you set during imaging. If you didn't set one and SSH is enabled, the default is Raspberry. Note that if login fails, ensure SSH was enabled properly. The benefit of using Cyberspaceman Mike tutorials is that I have a weird Murphy's Law field effect that causes everything I touch to break in every way possible. So by the time I release the tutorial, it's been fortified with many hours of troubleshooting that you can profit from. For example, when I first attempted my Bjorn build, it would fail hanging when trying to create the cryptography wheels. I also wanted to overcome the super slowness of the very viscous install script. Here are the solutions.
Spray your solutions all over me. Well,
there's got to be a better way to say that.
To thwart the Bjorn install from hanging, we're going to install the cryptography wheels first. You can find all the copy-pastable commands on cyberspacemanmike.com.
Sudo apt update. Sudo apt install Python 3-cryptography.
We need more room for activities.
So much more activities done.
This is the funnest night ever!
Sudo raspi-config.
Select Advanced Options, Expand File System, and then
Sudo reboot.
Now we need to swap spaces like in that one movie.
Looking good, Billy Ray!
Feeling good, Lewis!
Sudo dphys-swap file swap off. Sudo sed-is/conf_.
We should be super fast now. Let's install Bjorn. Bjorn Cyberviking is hosted on GitHub. Here. Run the following command. You can copy and paste the whole thing. The comments are ignored. Respond to any prompts. The second question is about your e-ink display version, which can be found on a shiny sticker on the back of the display's PCB. Installation will actually take about an hour. If your installation hangs at any point, copy the last message from the terminal and search, or ask AI, how to install the troublesome package manually. Then do that thing and then reattempt to install Bjorn.
Like we really have time jump!
We're done. Bjorn gets to work right away trying to ransack and pillage the very same network that moments ago spawned it. To see what he finds, open up a browser on a computer that's connected to the same network and go to
your previously established custom hostname.local:8000
and explore. In this video, we looked at my Bjorn Cyberviking Boar's Head case creation process and troubleshooting and installing Bjorn Cyberviking. We also demonstrated that you can manually dual boot a Pwnagotchi by swapping out the MSD card. Thanks again to our sponsor, PCBWay. In an upcoming video, we'll look at using our Bjorn Cyberviking to do vulnerability scans and much more. Thanks for watching. See you soon.